We've been together since high school and got married at 20. It was very clear from the start, and we even talked about it specifically, that she would be the one handling the money. Her parents are incredibly generous with their money, avid couponers, exceptional investors, and incredibly frugal. It made sense to me that she would inherit at least some of it, and since I hated everything about finances, it made sense. More backstory, I'm the primary breadwinner. She makes less than $10,000 a year at a part-time job. Shortly after we got married, she got a couple of credit cards with cash back or mileage programs and explained to me that as long as we paid them off, they would essentially be giving us free money. A year before we got married, I started working as a freelance contractor. This meant I had to pay estimated taxes every quarter. Last year, she offered to do my taxes for me, and I happily agreed. I just told her every quarter, I made this many dollars, so send it where it belongs. 4 times she told me she would. Last tax season, I found out she was lying every time. We got a huge bill, thousands of them just for late fees. I only found out because I had to help and sign for the taxes. It basically wiped out our savings and left us with a $5,000 debt that we had to file with the IRS. She apologized and cried a lot and said she just misunderstood the taxes she was supposed to pay and it would never happen again. I shrugged. People make mistakes. That left about $4,200 to pay the IRS. Fast forward to June of this year, we moved to a new place. The city requires a credit check to turn on the water, sewer, etc. I go to the office to sign and finalize it, and to my surprise, they require a pretty big deposit. I ask about it, and they say it's because of a credit check. I looked at my credit report, and it had a column called, "These items are negatively affecting your score." Most of them were fine, like, "Your credit history is too short." But one line really stood out to me. "Your average balance across all accounts is above 30%. When we first got our credit cards, our limit was $2,000, so I thought, okay, $600 in credit balance isn't that much. I told my wife about the credit check and the large deposit, and she said something like, "Oh yeah, sorry I let it slip last month. Next month will be fine." What I didn't know was that our credit limit had increased to $5,000 and that we were well over 30%. A little over a month ago, I came home and sat down at the computer we both use. My wife comes over and sits down next to me and starts telling me about her day. I closed the browser window that was open, followed by a PDF of one of the credit card statements. My wife yells, "Close that!" and grabs the mouse and closes it. But before she can, I see a huge current balance, $4,900.00. At the top, it wasn't exactly 4,900, it was some change. She turns bright red and looks at me like, "Did you just see that?" I say something like, $4,900? And she breaks down and starts crying. She explains that things just got out of control. She lost control and it was all snowballing, and she didn't want to tell me about it because it would stress me out and it was her fault. Then she says something that still pisses me off when I think about it. "It all started when you stopped working from home and got a job. I didn't think you'd make that much less money." This pisses me off because I got a 20% raise when I stopped freelancing. It seemed like less money was coming in because of taxes being withheld, and I was contributing, and our health insurance was 10 times better. So the cash in the bank was getting less each week, but I was making more. Anyway, we have a long talk and decide that the money needs to be transparent. We set up a "you need a budget," and she keeps adding and adding. We decide that each week we'll review our weekly expenses, and neither of us will spend money without telling the other one. We all plan and figure out that we can pay off the credit card by the end of the year if we eat really cheap and never leave the house. At some point in this long conversation and planning, I noticed that she forgot her other credit card. I asked her about it directly, like looking her straight in the eye and saying, "What about the Amex?" She looks at me and with a straight face says, "It's like $400 to $600. I don't put much on it because it doesn't have cash back. I'll pay it off this month and then just close it." For some stupid reason, I believe her. Or some stupid reason, I believed her. Fast forward to this morning. I decided to check everything out because we had a small but unexpected expense this week, and I wanted to see how it would affect our long-term payment plan. I logged into my account and saw that my balance was $3,534.39. What's more, I logged into another credit card and found that the amount was $1,000 higher than what she listed. She wrote down two payments of $500 that she never actually paid. I look at my statements and see that I was living mostly on chicken breasts and vegetables, and she was eating out several times a week while I was at work. There are countless expenses that I can't account for that are way over our planned budget. Our plan to pay off our debt by the end of the year has completely failed, just a month in. I feel bad. I don't think I'll ever be able to trust her again. I'm seriously considering divorce.